The other strategy is I'm not going to watch. Here are the Republicans trying to figure out what to do today. Take a look.
This is bull. No, this is bull. They're doing damage to the president right now. This is a political exercise that's different than anything that's ever happened when it comes to trying to impeach a president. This is a calculated effort to dirty up Trump, to do damage, then they'll decide to impeach. This is dangerous to the presidency as an institution. I don't like it. If you really want to impeach him, do what we did with Clinton and what they did with Nixon.
The evidence that's being brought forward now is coming through an investigation process in the House. There's not opposing counsel that offers different points of view. But when it reaches, if it does reach the Senate and takes on more of a trial type environment, that's when both sides present the facts as they see them. And those can be weighed in a balanced manner, which is what I would intend to do at that point.
Tomorrow I'm going to be paying attention to what we're doing in the Senate.
I don't have time to watch that tomorrow. It'll be worth it when they decide to give due process to a minority party the same way that we did when Clinton and Nixon was involved.
I think it's a political sideshow, and I've got more important things to do.
No, not at all.
I'm chairing the Committee on Environment and Public Works and invite you all to come.
Okay, Jake Sherman, explain this strategy. How do you not watch history?
Yeah, I mean, well, the first thing that's notable when watching that is someone needs to tell me, someone who thinks that the Senate's going to remove the president, where you get 20 senators, if that is the posture of, at this point, most Senate Republicans. And listen, they will watch the highlights, so to speak. They'll watch it on cable afterwards. They will have a very good idea what's going on because this is not reality. Of course, they're going to watch it. Their president's being impeached. They'll watch it in some way, shape, or form. Now, in the House, I would just note that I take John's point here that Republicans don't want this to be somber, and I think that's true to an extent. But there is a growing concern that I sensed yesterday in the Capitol that trying to undermine these career public servants, Alexander Vindman, who might come in uniform to testify, we assume will come in uniform to testify, and career public servants, people who have spent their lives working for George Bush, Barack Obama, and Donald Trump, trying to undermine their character is a really dangerous thing for Republicans, they think, because the public, the persuadable public, they believe could see through that. So it's a really tough, very tough strategy. Now, Republicans tell me they have basically one place to hide here, one solid argument, which is how is this a quid pro quo if Ukraine got the aid and they didn't issue a statement on the Bidens? And the more they could say that, they believe the safer ground they stand on. But this is a very difficult format for the president because, as you noted at the top, these are people who have spent their lives either fighting for the country or representing the country abroad. And Democrats have conducted themselves here, although Lindsey Graham says it's not like the Clinton impeachment or the Nixon impeachment, it's close. And they've conducted themselves with lawyerly precision behind closed doors. And if that goes to the public, and if Republicans continue their posture, which is sideshow kind of circus-like environment, and they say that, not me, they say that they don't want to stand on the facts, they want to draw attention elsewhere, it will be quite difficult for the GOP for the next 9 days. And
Elise Jordan, I think there's been an effort to sort of desensitize America to the word quid pro quo, which some would see as extortion and breaking the law. And it appears Republicans want to hide behind sort of trying to whittle down how bad people think that is.
When it's just abuse of power.
Yeah,
At
get
the
over
end of the
it.
day, all it is abuse of power. I found what Jake said to be interesting about the precariousness of a strategy of attacking career officials who are coming forward to testify. You've got someone like Ambassador Bill Taylor today. I remember right after his transcript was released of what he testified to Congress previously, Ronna Romney McDaniel, the chair of the RNC, called him a radical. Suddenly, a George W. Bush appointee to the same position that Donald Trump appointed him to, ambassador to Ukraine, is a radical. This is going to be a very tough battle for Republicans to actually portray with any legitimacy.
All right. And then at the same time, we've got former Trump Deputy campaign chairman Rick Gates testifying at Roger Stone's trial yesterday that Stone first told President Trump's top aides that WikiLeaks had plans to release information in the middle of the presidential race in April of 2016. According to Gates, the Trump campaign's scramble to take advantage of the releases included at least one call with the president himself, indicating that Trump knew of the issue early on, something he has previously denied. Gates says that by July of 2016, Trump campaign chair Paul Manafort was updating Trump and others regularly and directed Gates to continue to follow up with Stone. At the end of that month, after Trump ended one phone call from Stone, Gates testified that the president signaled aloud what they'd been talking about moments after the call finished and indicated that more information would be coming out. Joyce Vance, it seems like a direct line is being drawn between Trump and WikiLeaks.
It's incredible that we're watching the Stone trial happen on this same timeline, right? I mean, this was a bombshell moment in the courtroom. This is peeling back those redacted blocks in the Mueller report that we all wondered about when it came out. The president is maybe not on the hook here because he only answered, as you'll recall, he submitted written answers rather than sitting for an interview with Bob Mueller. And his lawyers were very careful to couch his answers when he was asked whether he had had conversations about WikiLeaks, not that I recall, with Roger Stone, right? So maybe it's technically not a perjury count, but this lays bare what was going on. And it, I think, is a good reminder as we walk into these impeachment hearings that this is a White House that doesn't come here for the first time, that this is a White House that knew full well that political interaction with foreign countries over elections was illegal.
And Joyce, the argument we've heard, the defense of Roger Stone, is that he's this sort of wild freelancer, that he was out doing his own thing, a master of the dark political arts. But what Rick Gates said yesterday was no, there was a connection. There were conversations between Roger Stone and the White House. He was not acting alone as a freelancer.
So, look, that's absolutely right, and that's always the defense. It'll be the defense to impeachment, that there were all of these folks going rogue and that the president didn't know what was happening. But when you think about it, that doesn't make any sense. We know how organizations work. The person at the top always knows what's going on. And in both of these cases, here with Roger Stone, we now know that Trump was being directly briefed. Today with impeachment, we all know about this infamous phone call on July 25th. And even if the president didn't know what was going on leading up to that, at the point where he told the Ukrainian president, I need a little favor, it's clear that he's fully in the loop with everything that his folks have been doing.
All right, Joyce Vance, thank you very much. And
thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube. And make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.